It's the Rick Wilcox Show.
My first job in Magic, well, I went over to the restaurant, rode my bike over there because I didn't have a driver's license, and I asked the guy, I had to kind of sneak in the back door because they weren't even open. It was in the afternoon, which, by the way, is the secret to getting a job at a restaurant. Go in the afternoon. Best time to go because they're not busy. And I found the manager and I said, hey, I introduced myself and I said, I do magic. And he said, okay. And I said, I'd like to do magic in your restaurant. And so I had to convince him why he wanted to hire me. And he said, oh, I can't hire you because we serve alcohol here and you're too young, so I can't really hire you anyways. And I said, let me just show you a couple tricks. So I showed him and the waitresses a couple of tricks and he loosened up a little bit. And I said, you don't have to pay me. Just let me come in and see how it works out. So the first night I went over there and I entertained the tables and they wanted to give me tips. And I said, no, you don't have to give me tips, but if you could mention something on the way out to the manager, that would be great. So every table that I performed at were saying nice comments to the manager on the way out.
Smart.
So by the end of the night, I said, how did it work out? And he said, well, I think the customers really liked it. And he goes, why don't you come back next week? And he ended up paying me out of the petty cash. And so he didn't really officially pay me because he was paying me through the petty cash, which was great. Because he couldn't really be hiring somebody that wasn't 18. Anyways, this worked out well for about 3 years. I entertained there from when I was 15 till I was 18 years old. And he ended up paying me and I got tips and that was my first job in Magic. And I handed out business cards to every single table so I would get private parties and that's how I started out. Some people still have those cards. I know, it's funny. How many years later. But yeah, that was so I'd ride my bike over there with my suitcase of Magic and entertain the restaurant. And that's how I got really good with close-up magic. Because every week I would try to learn, and every time I went in there I would try to learn a new trick. And I would perform it for 50 different people. And by the end of the night I was pretty good at it.
It's the Rick Wilcox Show.